it morning or is it afternoon? Morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not for the international department, you are in the wrong room. I know it's lovely in here with air conditioning and things like that, but if you're Tina Plus or Tina X, it's that way. Is everyone in here in the international department? 9th IG, 10th IG, AS, yeah? For those of you that don't have chairs, I apologise, but did not expect this many. Made me a little bit nervous, yeah. Okay. Ring like down. Is this on? Wonderful. So good morning and welcome to Ranum Efterskole College. It's fantastic to see you, so many of you here. Really, so many. I do apologise that you don't all have chairs. I don't think we were banking on quite as many wonderful family members coming. I'll try and keep this as short as physically possible. One, because of the fantastic weather outside, I'm sure you want to all enjoy. Welcome to Danish summer. And also because there is coffee and cake afterwards, and I think we all know in the priority list where I come after coffee and cake, and where you come after coffee and cake. So I would just briefly like to introduce myself. My name's Matt Danaher. I am the head of the international department for the school here, and along with Birte, Birte has to run off and do more important things than me. But I just want to introduce her because without her the whole thing just falls down. Birte is the international administrator for the school, so you'll be the students. You'll be talking to her a lot over the year, especially to do your exams and things like that. But she has to go now and do important things. But thank you. So this is Birte. Oh, people are clapping you already. She hasn't done anything yet. Fine. Get claps for leaving. Okay, brilliant. Is there any teachers in the room? Yeah. Teachers, if you want to quickly present yourself so then you can run off to lunch if you want to, then to get the good cake. Peter?
Okay, I've already said a bit. My name is Peter. I'm a teacher here for 3 years now. I'm teaching AS Marine Science. I have been teaching Combined Science. And this year I'll also be teaching International Math and a lot of other subjects as well.
Thanks, Peter.
I'm Nina. I'll be teaching math 9th graders. I've been teaching that as well this year. It is a big difference from the Danish system, so if you are coming from the Danish system to the English system, it's going to be great. You're going to have a great trip there. I'm also teaching global perspective, and then I have a degree in educational anthropology, so in the Danish department, I'm teaching ethnography. Yeah.
Could you turn off the aircon because it's quite noisy? I don't actually think we can. It's done automatically on the temperature. So if we knew how to, we would. But we'll try and speak up. Apparently we're not allowed a microphone, the others are. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm a new teacher here and I'm going to teach in Danish and in history and in sports and in water performance. So yeah, that's me. Yes, hi everyone, I'm Cecilia, I'm new here as well. I'm going to be teaching math, English and I'm going to be teaching in math, English and global perspectives.
Can you hear that at the back? Maths, English, global. Okay. She's teaching in maths, English and global.
Hello, I tried to speak very loudly if you can't hear me. Okay, thank you very much. My name is Uwe. I'm a drama teacher here in the school.
As you can tell.
And I also teach global perspectives and German. That's it for the moment. Thank you very much.
If you cannot hear what's being said at any point, please just wave and I'll try and go higher and higher. But there is at some point a limit. Yes, So this is just some of the teachers we have. Obviously, they are all here today, and maybe you'll meet more. Arthur. Richard, who are you and what do you do?
Okay. I'm Richard Brown and I teach business.
There we go. Okay, there are more, but obviously they have other responsibilities and things like that today, and you'll meet them at some point. If I look a bit weird, it's because I'm also being filmed right now, so I have to kind of talk to them as well. For the people from obviously around the different sides of the globe who can't be there today, can't be here today because it's a bit, flying in for a day. But welcome. We are really, really pleased to see all of you. We're really looking forward to seeing you a lot more over the next year, especially the students. Mum, Dad, not so much. You just leave them and go, really. Yeah, so I'm just going to briefly talk to you about maybe a little bit of the differences between the Elmen side of the school and the international side of the school that you decided to take part in. Next year, on the Elmen side of the school, which is the normal Danish 9th and 10th grade, we have 245. And then the biggest ever on the international side is 182 students. So we are getting there. I'm making my Elmen colleagues very nervous. I like it a lot. And obviously students at the school can either do the international side or they can follow the Elmen side. You're sitting here, so I very much hope that you've chosen to do the international side, which follows the British system of education for a year. Okay? Good. Let's move on. No, let's not. Yes. Okay. IGCSE 9th graders, we have about 51 of you next year. Okay? You'll be doing 5 IGCSEs. You'll also be doing Danish, because you're required by law to continue to do Danish. We don't have an IGCSE in Danish because it's, how do I say this in a nice way? It's a very small language. I'm not going to say irrelevant, I'm going to say small. It's a very small language, so they haven't created it like they've created one for maybe French or Spanish, okay? So when you do Danish at this school, you'll continue to follow the Danish system. So that's Folkeskoles 9. class or 10. class på, okay? You'll continue to do that throughout the year. And then in the 9th grade, obviously you still have to finish school, afgangsprog, yeah? So at the end of the year, the government will tell you what exams you have to do, and then we'll prepare you for those, okay, as well. 10th graders, you've got a little bit more of an easy ride. You've already done the 9th grade exams, lucky you, or you're doing them right now. Good luck. Good luck. How many of you got German? Put your hands up. Don't know about anyone else, but that's our students, that's not German. But yeah, and you'll do 5 IGCSEs plus again Danish, which is also a requirement to do Danish. If you do not speak Danish here at all, you'll do Danish as a second language and learn Danish from scratch, okay? Which I can tell you is so much fun. The amount of times I've had to try to say and then we also have 9 students on AS and A level, which is a higher level that we have here, which is the equivalent of Danish gymnasium, okay? And to do that, you are required to have done international teaching before, okay? This is what we do in Britain before we go to university, and that's a lot higher, okay? So that's why there's less on that. So that is kind of our breakdown for the next year. What we're trying to offer you here next year is a normal Efterskole experience, as much as physically possible. Everything that your parents did, everything that you've heard about traditional Danish Efterskole. But also offering this new thing in Denmark where you can try out doing international qualifications that are recognised pretty much everywhere. Okay, there's 10,000 schools in the world that do the same qualifications as you. 10,000. And I think around 50 in Denmark now. It's becoming more and more popular. Okay? So that's what we're trying to offer. Also, it's something different. It's in English. That weird and wonderful language that sometime we decided, thank God, would become the international language. Until we move to Mandarin in about 20 years, and then I'm really in trouble. But we try and combine these two things, and to give you just a sense of what it is like that out there in the world. Okay? with these subjects. So we're combining the two, and we hope that you still have a normal Danish Efterskole experience while you're doing it. Okay? You'll get it all. But this is my boss has put, you get it all. Brilliant. And by that, and also you can choose pretty much, this is the breakdown of our subjects for next year. There's one or two that we've added in the last kind of few weeks. But most of you would have seen this in some kind of form when you were choosing your subjects or when you come to see the school. Okay? The part that you probably are most interested in is here. Okay? IGCSE 9th and IGCSE 10th. The 9th have less choice in subjects because of what the Danish government says you have to do. You have to do German if you've done it for the last few years, French if you've done it for the last few years, and also now Spanish they've introduced, which is nice to see. And you also have to do science, otherwise Peter will get unbelievably grumpy when it comes to physique, chemie, and things like that. And obviously Danish you have to do, English you have to do either as a first language or as a second language, mathematics, everyone's going to love international maths. Just Nina then. International maths you're really going to, yeah. It makes Danish maths look like child's play. And then you have to pick global or history. And you have to pick one of them because as a school we've decided that we want this global outlook, this global focus. Yeah? And to get that you either need to see where we're going with global perspectives or where we've been with history and why we are where we are now. Okay? So those are your choices. Over on the 10th grade side, because you finished school, you're doing this free year, it's a little bit easier for you. Okay? You get a little bit more choice. And there are more subjects than that, it's just that this is about 6 months old. Okay? And some of you may have chosen, as you say, drama with Ugo or IT with Steen instead. Okay? So those are your choices. One of the differences between us and many other Efterskoles is because of our numbers as well, we have the possibility to level the subjects. Niveaudeling in Danish. Yeah? So, but it doesn't limit your schema by doing it because we put things at the same time. Okay? So this could be typical student schemas. Us that work with the schema think it's an absolute nightmare. We don't know why we give you the choice. It causes huge problems. But it's also individual for every student. So pretty much every student at the school has a different timetable, which is brilliant and terrifying at the same time. But because of the fact that you have the subject, but then you're involved in, and then you choose a different couture, everything like that. So it's wonderful, confusing, all of it at the same time. Okay? But maybe your timetable will look a little bit like this. Maybe not. Just as a quick note, those of you that have had your talks with your contact teachers, if you've been told to go down to the info cafe or the lecture, whatever it's called, please go down there and get your schemas sorted. Some of you have a few weird and wonderful things where you really, really, really love education. Because it says pick 5 subjects and you pick 9. It's great to see you so positive, but you might actually want to sleep the next year. So please do, if you're told by your contact teachers to go downstairs and get that checked out, please do it today so when you come in August, everything is ready to go. Okay, but this could be your timetable next year. This I know you cannot see. Don't try, you'll strain yourselves. This is a little bit of a rundown of the working day at the school. And it says, 7 o'clock, get up. Don't know what time you get up now, that might be a bit later for you, which is lovely. It might be a bit too early for you. It's what time it is. Then you have the wondrous thing called morgenmotion. Doing exercise in the morning. No one's crying or leaving the room. Good. And we require that basically to make sure that you don't roll out of your bed at 2 minutes to 8 and then roll into my classroom and then fall asleep on my desk. Yeah? Get up, get out, get some fresh air. You're going to love it in the winter months. It's amazing. Really great. Then you get a nice breakfast, you go to class. You do 2 classes, then everyone comes together as a school to have fällsamling. Ola will talk about a specific topic, or we'll talk about something that's coming up that week, something we'll watch the news, but we're all together, the whole school, for that session. Then you have, again, You have lecture, now I'm going in Danish, Danglish. Then you have lessons again, and then it's lunch, everyone loves lunch. And then different things will happen on different days. Okay, one day it might be cleaning, another day it might be a meeting, another day you're just free. Okay, it depends on the day and the timetable. Yeah, then you have another lesson. Then you go into Profilfag. I hope at this stage all of you know what Profilfag is and have chosen one for the coming term, or once you move over, Kulturfag. Okay? And then you have a bit of free time, then you have dinner, then you have stilltimer, then you have free time, then you have bed. School day. Yep? This is Efterskole, so sometimes that changes dramatically. But we'll tell you when it changes dramatically. You should bank on this is pretty much a school day for you next year. Okay? Not too unlike home, just not at home. Yay, mummy and daddy. I don't want to go through this in detail. I just want to tell you the bits that are really important for international students. Okay? The bits that are a little bit different. They are on here, but still. In these weeks here, when you get here, you'll have some form of test. So we can we can put you into the levels, okay? And then we'll make the classes. So just because on your schema now it says you have me for English, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have me for English in 2 weeks. You have me, I will test you, and then I'll put you into the level that I think is best for you, which class that is, okay? So that happens in the first 2 weeks. Then we're pretty much normal. So being spot, everyone loves a test. Yep. This is where, again, we test you, okay? 10th graders, you won't be tested in the Danish system. Of course, you'll be tested in the international system. And the same with 9th graders. We will fit the 9th grade to Meansborough in somewhere else. We'll find some time to give you tests, maybe some free time or something. Yeah. And then, pretty much normal again. At this point, in December, me and Birda have to sit down and click a button which enters you for the exams you're going to take in June. So we'll be running around making sure that you have got the exact exams. And there are 648 different exams. Merry Christmas for me. Yeah? So please, at that stage, no moving of anything. If you're in core maths, stay in core maths, because it causes massive problems, okay, towards the end. But be aware that at that stage we'll be contacting you and saying, these are the exams you're doing, is that right? And then you have to sign a piece of paper saying, yes, that's right. Okay? And then if it gets to June, you say, I don't want to do that, you're not going to be very happy. Okay? So that is definitely an obs time. Please, please know that that is an important time. Christmas, I love Christmas. And then, again, the same as the rest of the school. Where is it? Here. This week and this week. I think it's 10 and 11. We have oral exams in this week for the IGCSE system. So probably in week 11, if you're doing English as a first language, you won't have an oral exam, because we expect by that stage that you can speak English. In English as a second, you will have an oral exam. It will last about 9 minutes. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't panic quite yet. The other week will be the exams for German, Spanish, French, and Mandarin, which you also have to have an oral exam in. Okay? The oral exam will be with your teacher. So it's not like, someone's going to come in, or like the Danish system where there's a censor. It's with a teacher. However, there is a little thing recording you, because we have to send it all to England afterwards. Okay? So just be aware, please don't book holidays in that week. Mummy, Daddy, don't book holidays in those weeks, please. And then already on the 25th of April, our exams have started. Yeah, the international exams have started. We do not have specific dates for them yet, but they will usually last until around the first week in June. And you could have 5 exams in a week, or you could have no exams in a week. We do not set the timetable. When you do exams, you'll be doing your exams with about 100,000 to 200,000 other people in Europe at the exact same time. We do not set the dates, we do not set the times. And that causes a problem. Because in Denmark, you have Big Prayer Day, Stor Bededag, and Christel Himmelfarts Day. And unfortunately, we have exams sometimes on those days. We don't know yet. As soon as we find out in a few months, we will send the calendar out to you. But we do not know. So please don't think, oh, there's a long weekend, we'll go to Norway. And then in about 4 months, I send you something saying you've got English and maths exams those days. Because this year we did. On Christel Himmelfarts Day and on the Friday afterwards, we had 180 people for exams on each day. So I haven't really had many holidays at the moment. Anyway. So please just be aware, here and here, that the British system does not account for Danish bank holidays. Sorry, but they don't. And then once you kind of get to this stage, for 10th grade internationals, pretty much summer holidays. You've got to do your Danish, stuff to do with Danish, but that's pretty much it for you. You've done your exams. So although you have to kind of work really hard here and all the eliminated students are like, as soon as you get to this part, where they've got all their monthly exams, you're just like, yes you can, please.
Just wanted to add, week 7 and 8 is normally holiday in Denmark. It is not here, so be aware of that as well. And also that is usually where we have dates where we have like a full day of math or something. And that would be when, for the 9th graders, we will do dansk terminsprøve because we don't have time to do it when the others have it because we have the international test. So be aware that those 2 weeks normally count as holiday, but for us, it doesn't.
Yeah. And the reason that we do not have Vinterferie is that we have taken those days away so we can use them to travel. You will travel 28 days in the school year. That is the legal limit. We literally have to count to the hour to get you there. We will travel as much as we physically possibly can. And for that reason, we've taken away Vinterferie. Okay? Please don't book skiing holidays, things like that. Even though I'm sure some of you will anyway. So, thanks Nina for that. Yeah. And then, this is the rest of the school year. So those are kind of the main differences between the international department and the admin department, and where you can see that on here, okay? So just so you are aware. Skoleplan, this is where we have all communication with you. Hopefully you'll have a little bit more of it. You'll be sent passwords for this, hopefully already had a look around it, already confused, wonderful. We are still confused and we've been working for it for years. But this is a Skoleplan for the child, okay, for the student. So this is what yours will look like, with who's on duty that night, if you've got any messages, got any homework, which you will, timetable, things like that, yep. Parents, you also have your own version where you can go in, check their attendance, that kind of thing, check their grades, and also if they need to go home for some reason, then you can take them out, okay? I do very, very much suggest if your child has to leave school for some reason, write it in Skoleplan, because otherwise at 10 minutes past 11 at night, we will be phoning you. We must know where the child is, the student is, by law, if they're under our roof. And if it says that they're here because you haven't written them out, we will phone you. And if we can't find you, we'll phone the police. We've lost a child again. Yeah, please don't put us in that. If they've got to go to something, please, quite happily, just write them out. They need to go to the doctor, they need to go to the dentist, you know, granny's 90, whatever. Just write them out, because I don't want to phone the police. And I'm sure you don't want the police knocking on your door going, come on. Okay? So that is the wonders of Skoleplan. But that we can send you more information about if, you know, and you can always ring the secretaries if you're unsure. I know some of you haven't got codes for it yet. They will be coming, okay? But with the registration and things like that, they do take some time. Hello? We are quite a large Efterskole. You know, we're one of the bigger Efterskoles in Denmark. But that means we have also one of the largest teaching staff. We have teachers from all over the world. As I said, I'm from Britain, okay, Denmark. Germany, Britain lives in France, China, Austria, Australia, United States, you know. Yeah. So we do try and we try in your language subjects at least to give you as much language with the person whose mother tongue it is. Okay, mother tongue teachers as much as physically possible, or people that have lived in that country for a long time. Okay, but these are them. Some of them will be your contact teachers, some of them will be your teachers. You'll get to know all of them. You'll like some of them, you'll hate others. It's school, it's teachers, okay? But we are very happy with the team we've got, and we're very happy to welcome new members of the team as well this year. We're constantly growing, we're constantly trying to find new people, and yeah, it's really a very fluid thing. Most important people in the school, of course, are the kitchen, obviously, the technical department, because otherwise the lights don't work, IT, otherwise the internet doesn't work, the nurses, otherwise we all get sick, and administration, because, well, nothing gets done. These are wonderful people, they're amazing people, they keep the school running, and they will love you, and they think it's a very important part of their job to take care of you. Parents, you'll talk to a lot of these people, maybe about economy, or they need to go home for the weekend, bus lists and things like that. Okay? They're as much of a part of the team as the teachers are, keeping Efterskole going and making sure you have a good year. Well, I know you haven't even started yet, but at the end of the year, the whole point of this year is also to get you ready to do something else than the Danish system if you want to. Yeah? Quite a lot of our students come in ready to go to Hovewerk, Students, something like that, and then halfway through think, I want to do something else. And then they go to IB instead, the International Baccalaureate. At this stage you might not know what that is. You'll probably know by the end because your child might want to do it. Okay? It's more studying in English. But you will get certificates in both English and Danish for education. So that means that if you do want to move abroad, or if you already live abroad, then you can use them for that. Okay? And that's from the Danish government. We will then provide you an entire list of things that they've done this year. From a fire drill that lasts 30 minutes, to mathematics that lasts 120 hours. Okay? A specific list of everything they've done. So if a school says, well, what did they do for that year? American high schools, they love hearing about how much PE have they done. And then we can give them exactly how many hours they've done it, okay? So you'll get a breakdown in English or in Danish. It's up to you which one you have. It will automatically come in Danish, and then I can transfer it to English if you need it, okay? Once you've sat your exams in around October, I'm saying this is very, very long, the official certificate from Cambridge will come, a very fancy envelope, with a very fancy seal, and very British, yeah? With your name on it, and you went to this school, and you got these grades, okay? Please be aware that our results take a lot longer than the Danish system does. The Danish system, you get results very, very quickly. Oh, he's done it. What did I say about them? Technical department. Thank you, Rasmus. Our results take longer, okay? Because as I said, 10,000 schools are doing it. Yeah, 45 schools, they're in 165 countries. That's a lot to mark. And all results are released at the same time on the same day. Yeah, so it is a hell of a lot to mark. The first Thursday of August, the results will come out. So you have probably already started gymnasium before you get your results. But if you require your results to get into gymnasium, I will write something saying these are the predicted grades which I believe that you will get. Okay? So we have no problems getting you into other schools doing that. But we use the Cambridge International Exam System, one of the largest, or the largest international provider in the world of IGCSEs. Okay? It's obviously based in Cambridge. Hopefully everyone's got that from the name. Okay? So we work obviously a lot with them, and we use the British rule system. Okay? So one thing that you are really going to have to understand is that in the Danish system, you can do pretty much what you like in an exam. You can bring a pillow, you can bring sweets, coke, sit with a computer. There's nothing like that in our exams. You're allowed a pen and a bottle of water. And that's it. But ours don't last 5 hours like the Danish ones do, which is like max 2 hours. But still, there will be some differences between the two systems that we will teach you about in the year. You know, because when you walk into an exam, you know, I have a heart attack when I walk into Danish exams. I think it's a party or something. I was like, what is going on? They're sitting on the internet. Unbelievable. Really, I can't get it in my head. But we are a part of this organisation as well because it is so well known. If you want to use it outside of Denmark, then you can. If you want to use it inside of Denmark, you can. If you are looking at doing the pre-IB, the International Baccalaureate, and then going on to IB, if you get 5 of these GCSEs at a good level, they will let you skip the pre-IB. And then you've only got 2 years instead of 3 at gymnasium. Okay? So that is what we're talking about. But obviously you have to get good grades and things like that. You don't just skip. You have to get good grades in it. But that's why we use them. And they start, and this is what we do in Britain. When I was at school, I also took these. But they were called GCSEs, not I. The I is international. Okay? But it's recognised all over the world. And I didn't turn out too bad. So, you know. Exams timetable, as I said, entries in December. Exams are in May and June. Don't book anything for May and June. May and June, no. Most of our exams are written. We do not have oral maths exams. I don't know what you do in an oral math. Muntlig matematik. Maybe you could explain it to me one day. It was when I came to Denmark and said, yeah, jeg har muntlig matematik. Oh. Muntlig matematik. 3 plus 3 equals 6. No. We don't have that. They are mainly paper exams that you have to sit, and I mean paper, you have to write. Yeah? This is something you're going to have to learn to do again over the summer, please. Because the Danish system took, no computers. Yeah? The Danish system took away your pen and gave you a computer. We take away your computer and give you a pen. Please learn how to write again. It's a wonderful thing you can do with a pen. It's marvellous. Please learn how to do it, because otherwise it's a problem if the examiner can't read anything you write. So the handwriting at the start of the year is shocking. It looks like Egyptian hieroglyphics. It's amazing that you have to teach 15-year-olds how to write again, but you know, welcome to Denmark. In IGCSE, in some subjects such as maths and science, there's 2 levels. There's the extended, which is the higher level of grades, yeah, which means that you can get anything from an A to a G, which is pretty much the same as the Danish system, up from 12 all the way down to 0. And then you can also get a U, minus 3. Or you can do core, which means that the exam is capped. The exam is easier, but you can only get up to a C in the exam. And that will be a personal decision about what you want to do. Are you in it for the experience? Then, and the grade is just, you know, it is what it is. Then maybe you want to do the core. If you're hardcore, I want to get all A's, then you need to do extended. Martin. You're going to be talking to one of the really smart ones in a minute. He's going to come talk to you. Coursework and always, as I said, in March, and then results in August. And there are no extra examination fees. Okay? It costs, to put everyone through exams, it costs 360,000 kroner. It's a great bill when it comes in. Ola loves it. But you don't pay for the exams you take. You only pay for an exam if, as I said, in December you've signed the piece of paper and then 4 months later you say, I don't want to do it. Then you have to live up to your responsibilities and take the exam. I'll skip over that. We will help you get into your next school. Whether it's in Hong Kong, Singapore, Denmark, wherever it is, we will help you get into your next school, doing whatever you want to do. If it's just a normal Danish gymnasium, we'll help you. If you want to do IB in Norway, if you want to do IB in Singapore, China, America, we will help you get in. That's part of my job, is to use what you've got this year and to explain to the people there that have no idea what Efterskole is, why they should take you because you've had this experience, what it has done for you, how you've matured with it, okay? And using IGCSEs, you can either go straight after to the Danish, you can go to the IB, you can do international, or you can carry on here and do AS and A levels if you want to. Okay, so those are the options. But we will get you in wherever you want to go. Okay? That is part of our job. However, Yes, we are a school. And what I've spoken about is a lot about the school stuff. But we are an Efterskole. And the important parts of Efterskole, you know, for us that didn't grow up in the Danish system, you know, after school, yep. It's the social, it's the building, it's how you become an adult. It's the trips we go on, it's spending time with adults and friends, okay? Always make sure you make time for that as well. That you make time for the Efterskole part as well. Because if you make time for that, the exam stuff, everything like that will just be so much better for you as well. Okay? Make sure you participate in clubs. There are so many clubs, there are so many extra activities and things like that. Please make sure you use all the opportunities that are here. It's just a year. Go climbing, go wakeboarding, yeah? Use the opportunities. We also have partner schools around the world where you're going to have chances to do stuff. We have a sports day with the Nordic Network. We have Model United Nations with the network. We have UNESCO as partners. And then we have AFS, which is our biggest partner. A lot of the students that are living abroad that come here next year come to us from AFS. And they're mainly from Hong Kong, Mexico, Thailand, and Malaysia at the moment. And we have 25 of those next year. Okay? So that's a very, very special experience to be able to spend a year with them. Please remember to speak English with them as well. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Okay? But just think, if you become good friends with them, holidays in Thailand for the rest of your life for free. Just saying. We are a bilingual school. Yeah? We are a school that has 2 different departments, but we are one school. Yeah? We are in the middle of Denmark, but that doesn't mean that this is just a Danish school. This is an international school. And the rule that we say is, use the language that makes sense. If there's 5 of you, and you're all Danish, speak Danish. But if there's 5 of you, and 2 are from Hong Kong, and they have no idea what ooh means, speak English, please. Yeah? Your English level is just going to go like that. Okay? It really is. You've chosen to do 5-6 hours a day in English in the classroom. It will become very natural to you. Yeah? Very natural. Please make sure you do use this opportunity to speak with people that have other languages as well. Improve your English. Yeah? But that doesn't mean that you can't speak Danish as well. Yeah? Teachers. If you're speaking to a teacher that doesn't understand that much Danish, speak English. If you're speaking to a teacher that's Danish, speak Danish. Unless you're in the classroom. Then you must speak English. Okay? House fairies. I just put that there because I like saying house fairies. Who's fairy? Yeah, it's brilliant. It's just because the translation into English is great. And then study books and materials. When you get here at the start of the year, you'll be given all of your books for the subjects that you've chosen. A stack about that big. Okay? Get ready to read them. It's going to be good fun. Okay, good advice for parents. I'm going to do this very quickly because he's turned the aircon down and now it's getting on. Trust your child, for a start. You're giving your child to us to become adults if they haven't already. Trust them to do so. Yep. Stop doing this. Let them go out into the world a bit. I know some of you are doing this. But, you know, just a little gentle one's fine. Okay? You know, send some sweets every now and then. Send a letter from Granny. Those kind of things, you know. Don't phone them every day. In the first 2 weeks, they're not going to talk to you very much. And that's going to be killing for the mothers. Yeah? That's going to be difficult for the mothers. Okay? But they haven't got their mobile phones in the first 2 weeks. Sorry, kids. We take the mobile phones away in the first 2 weeks. So you actually have to talk to each other and not to your hands. Okay? But you still have Facebook and things on your computers. Yeah? Students, please talk to your parents every now and again. I'm talking to you boys. They do exist. They pay for things. They occasionally do your washing. Please talk to your parents and let them know you're okay. Otherwise, your parents ring to the contact teachers. And that's awkward. Because they say, is my child okay? And the contact teachers turn and go, yes, fine, but they've forgotten you exist. Send money and then they'll be happy. You know. Please, 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 talk to your parents. Parents, talk to your children, but let them grow. Yeah? If there's a conflict in school, let us deal with it in school first. If it gets to the stage that we feel we can't, then we'll talk to you. Same academically as well. Same with the lessons. If there's a problem with in a class, let us deal with it first. Trust them, trust us. Do not reject your child if she's upset. You know, I did say that, but you know, kind of a little bit of each, yeah? If they are upset, this is a completely new experience for them. Give them the support they need. Don't smother them, but give them the support they need. Don't reject them just because they're having a hard time. This is a completely different experience, okay? They're especially going to need your help in November and December when everyone gets depression because Denmark becomes dark. It's true, it just goes like that. In Britain we call it seasonal affective disorder. SAD. Perfect name for it. You're sad. Yeah. Remember you signed up for the whole package. There will be weeks that are hard, the same as everything in life. Exams aren't fun, Taminspo aren't fun. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. You signed up for a year. Yeah? And the parents, you signed them up to have that experience. There are some weekends where they're going to come, Mummy, I don't want to. And that's hard for you as well. But you have to say, come on, that's part of life. Let's do this. Go back again on Monday. Yeah? And that's tough. But that's part of this as well. They've signed up for it. They have to commit to it. And you have to push them, you know, guide them in a nice way. Be prepared for potential problems. Of course, not everything in life is smooth sailing. There could be homesickness. Your son, your daughter may have done something a little bit stupid. You know, nederan or something like that. Stay in your beds, people. Stay in your beds. Just know that that could come around the corner. Don't be too harsh. Don't be too lenient. Deal with it the best way you can as a family and with the school, obviously. Have realistic expectations. You know, let your child grow how they want to grow. Yeah? Let them go the way they want. Don't push them into saying, oh, you must do this, get 5 A's, or you're never coming home and must sleep on the streets. Otherwise, that child is going to panic and cry. Yeah? Think about it. Talk to your child before they come. Talk to the student. Say, what is your goal? There's some people that next year, they're just trying this English thing out. They've got their grades. The grades from 9th class. They're into whatever school they want. This is a social year for them. Grades don't matter. There's other groups where they want the grades. They want the good grades, and parents expect that as well. Sit down before you come and say, what is the goal for this year? Is it social? Is it academic? Is it a little bit of both? What are you expecting from each other in that year? So then when we get to June, no one's disappointed. Yeah? Be open about problems to the school. We will have your children more than you will. If there's an issue, please tell us. If something has happened in the weekend, please tell us, because you have them where the problem is for 2 days, but we have them for the 5 days afterwards. And if we see them nosedive like that and we don't know why, that's difficult. If we know what the problem is, it helps. Be open about problems, and please talk to contact teachers. Yeah? Don't reflect on your own experience or your siblings. Every after-school experience for every different student, different generation, different after-school is completely different. Don't judge your experience by your sisters, by your mothers. And parents, don't judge your children's experience by yours. Yeah? After-school 15 years ago might be very different from after-school today. Yeah? Or 5 years ago, sorry for the 40 years ago. Let them have the experience that they want to have. Let them have the experience that they need to have. Don't say, well, I did this in after school, and then they automatically think, okay, well, I have to go on that trip because my mummy did that 40 years ago. Yeah? Let them find their own road. That will be the best for them, it will be the best for you, and it will be the best for us as well. Yeah. Let go. Yeah, that'll be a tough one. As I said before, let them go a bit. Yeah, there are people here to catch them if they fall. Let them go a bit. Wait and see what happens. If something happens, we'll contact you. Let them go. That's what they've signed up for. They're going to a different place without mummy and daddy. They're going to be adults. Yeah? Wipe the tears away. It's going to be fine. And again, as I've said before, talk with your children. Talk with your parents. Don't talk through me. You know, talk to each other. Yeah? You still love each other, more than likely. Yeah? Please talk to each other about the experience, if you're having problems, everything like that. Yeah? And no alcohol, no drugs, no bullying, no violence, no stealing, no sex, no plagiarism in your room by 10. They're the rules. We will go over, these are more for the students. We will go over this in the first week of school. Okay? But it's also parents to know that if there is rules that are broken, there will be consequences for that. And we need you to back us up on that as well. Not say, well, I'm not doing that, my mum is not doing it. And then you ring and say, do it. Because that is also part of being an adult in a society. There are rules, you must follow those rules. We work with the system that we will give as much freedom as physically possible at the start of the year. And then depending on how this goes, it goes like that, the freedom. Yeah? The same as it would in a normal society. Yeah? Please back us up. Kids, don't break any of the rules. It makes things so much easier. I can't tell you. Please, please, please. It's all in the little rules and regulations book you have. Okay? Bye. It's been lovely talk. I'm sorry it was so cramped. I really didn't realise I was this popular. I just quickly want Martin and Amelia to come and... These are two of my little star students. Mainly because Martin's got fantastic hair. Look at it, it bounces. They will stay here, and if you want to come and talk to them about their experience of being about IGCSE student, please, in private, where everyone doesn't have to come and shout and things like that, please come and talk to them. They'll stay here for a little bit. If you have worries about IGCSEs, speak to them about it, okay? Because they're my little thieves. Okay? He cut his hair, it was better before. But they'll be over here to talk to. We have teachers over here that you can also talk to. I'll be around after I've got a cup of coffee because my voice is going, and I'll be around all day as well. But we are really, really looking forward to seeing you in August. Have a fantastic summer. For those of you that still have exams, get 12s. Do your best that you possibly can do, even in Muntli Tusk. See you in August.